Our special guest is here, Tom.
Barely recognize him.
Look who it is.
Hi, guys.
I don't know.
Check him out.
It's like Hoss Cartwright.
Hi, guys. Hey, Drew. Good to see you, man.
Hey, good to see you guys. What's going on?
It's Drew Powell, actor. And Drew was on the first episode of this season's Curb Your Enthusiasm, briefly. Yes,
well, episode
but,
5. Episode 5.
Coming up, episode 5, you're going to be in serious contention.
Some funny stuff, yeah. I play Tracy Ullman's character's AA sponsor. And
Okay.
so it's me and Tracy and Larry David, and no script. So that was a fun, pressure-filled day. Yeah, absolutely. But it's great.
Did they tell you that you had some good lines, or?
Yeah, and they would feed you some stuff that they wanted you to say, but it was, but those two are just, especially Tracy. Tracy would say stuff that it was impossible not to laugh, and so I would blow the take. so yeah, it was, it's a fun show, man. And this really is the last season, I think, so I was glad I snuck in.
Now, you are also, I know, filming the story of the Menendez brothers and the brutal murder of their parents.
Yes, yeah. They just yesterday released it on Deadline, so I can finally talk about it. But yeah, Ryan Murphy, who you know from Glee and American Horror Story, and he has all these different kind of genres of stuff that he does, and one of them is this series Monster, and the first one was about Dahmer, and this one is about the Menendez brothers.
And you portray.
And I play one of the detectives in the Beverly Hills Police Department that was investigating the murders. I forgot how crazy the story is.
It is.
Like, that these boys, did the thing and then went out and had just do you remember Sports Guy when there's a Mark Jackson basketball card that had the Menendez brothers
sitting on the floor.
Floor next to him?
Courtside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway.
On the actual basketball card, it's Mark Jackson in action, and in the background, it's Lyle and Eric courtside.
I used to call my kids Lyle and Eric whenever they were misbehaving, just for fun.
Oh, yeah.
That won't damage them at all.
No,
that'll be fine.
Now, so the guy that you're playing, do you look like the real guy?
It's actually, I don't know. It's really hard to find a picture of the guy.
Okay. Because your hair's kind of long right now.
Yeah, hair's long. Well, yeah, hair is long. I was my strike hair that then got cut a little shorter, but then the beard. I had that beard for 3 years.
So how did your wife feel about the transformation?
I think she was like, get rid of that beard. Like, no, put it back. But I had a mustache 2 years ago when I did this movie that's coming out on the 23rd called Ordinary Angels.
Oh, you were a pastor.
I was a pastor. I looked just like my dad. If my dad was enlarged with an enlarging ray, because he's 5'7" and I'm huge. And but yeah, it's kind of a Ned Flanders / Reverend Jim Powell look.
That's how this movie's coming out when?
February 23rd. Theaters everywhere.
It looks wonderful. I saw a trailer for it in the theater, and it looks really terrific.
It's really terrific, and it's a true story. When you're watching the news, and you're like, oh, they should make a movie out of that. Well, they finally did.
So what is the story?
And it's about a family. Mom dies of cancer. Little girl needs a liver transplant. She's 6 years old or whatever. This woman that doesn't know them hears about the story in the news, helps them to erase all of their debt. They had hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt, and the dad was like a roofer, I think, and then she helps him with that. But then also when you are on the transplant list, you have to get like a private plane because you have to be able to get to Omaha. They had to be able to get to Omaha in a certain amount of time. So she gets all that done. Multiple planes on standby, and then this is true. They get the call that we've got the liver. And it's the biggest, in the middle of the biggest blizzard to this day in Louisville history, 1998.
Wow.
And so they have to, the city comes together. I play the minister of the church that they went to, and I call the flock in, and we shovel out the parking lot. A helicopter lands, takes them to Evansville, to the airport, and she gets there with like 30 minutes to spare.
Great people doing great things.
I've got goosebumps.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
It is. It's like bring a box of tissues. It's Hillary Swank does a great job. Alan Richardson is in it, who's in Jack Reacher, if you've seen that show.
Oh, yeah. He's great.
And he does a great job.
And just as they're bringing the organ in, it falls on the floor.
That they did a sequel.
And you hear, wah, wah, wah.
They did a sequel just to Jack Reacher.
Oh, yeah?
It's called To Jack Reacher Round 2.
How did you shoehorn around in there? I don't think that was...
That genuinely made me laugh.
It's a reach around joke. Thank you. You're welcome. I'll be in Vegas next week. Our guest is Drew Powell, actor. And Drew, interestingly enough, looks a lot like Haas Cartwright. And and you portrayed.
Yeah, you know that noted handsome fella.
I know he's got a
Dan Blocker.
I know the thing is when you go, he looks a lot like Haas Cartwright. How many people do you think listening go, oh, I see. I get it.
You always take the most obscure reference.
But no, Bonanza was like the most watched show in television history.
Was.
70 years ago.
First show in color. First show ever in color.
See? First show in color.
Show in color. But you have to stop.
Well, I'm getting somewhere with this. This is very important.
I doubt it.
Am I correct in saying, while you were portraying Mr. Cartwright?
Yes.
Michael Landon peed on your head.
You met your wife. You met your wife.
This is true.
See?
This is true.
I was going somewhere with that.
Yeah. That's well played, Tom.
No,
I did. She was a makeup
don't
artist.
Tell him that. He's
Sorry.
lying. He's lying.
So the movie is once again called?
The movie is called Ordinary Angels. Yeah, and it's...
no, that's
theaters
about the
everywhere.
Menendez brothers.
That's about the Menendez. Wait a minute. And Larry David is in it.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Right.
So, okay, let's separate things here. So the one about the Menendez brothers, is that a TV?
That's Netflix, and that'll be, I think the premiere for that is this fall, so we're shooting it now. Stars Javier Bardem, Chloe Sevigny, Nathan Lane. And boy, they're sparing no expense. You should see these, it's totally 80s. Like you step back into the 80s.
Right.
Even the cars, the clothes, the whole thing. And so that'll be in the fall. Ordinary Angels is February 23rd at a theater near you. And and then Curb is on every week on HBO.
When you go on, like you're on the set or wherever you are with Larry David, do they have to have like 3 sets of wardrobes for you in case something goes wrong?
In case I sweat through them, yeah. They definitely they have to have backups, no question. I mean, it depends on if there's fake blood or if it's really hot, because I will sweat through it. But yeah, that's the thing about these the period shows. Like all the stuff that I have is 80s, so it's got that that 80s look.
Do you get to drive a cool 80s car?
No, but I get to drive one of those 80s cop cars that you saw in all those movies.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I meant.
Impala. It's pretty cool, yeah. But the other guy in the scene got to drive a Ferrari, so tomato.
Was he the guy playing one of the Menendez brothers?
No, one of the Menendez brothers drove an Escort GT. You remember that car? The Ford Escort GT?
It was a popular car.
It was, yeah.
All that money and he
I know.
didn't get something cool?
Now I know why he killed his
At least he had a good reason.
Hey,
Yeah, exactly.
BMW will spare you.
Right.
Yeah.
Loosen the purse strings, you might still be living, Pop.
Now, in order to defend myself,
Yeah, he's going to talk to you about his favorite cop show, which is Car 54, Where Are You? From the earliest of 60s.
I love that show. Love Dragnet.
Dragnet.
Did you ever see Dragnet?
Just the facts, man.
Jack Webb? No?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I saw the remake with Dan Aykroyd. And
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't do justice to the original. Now, I mentioned that you portrayed Haas Cartwright. I believe we have a photograph.
Oh, there's a handsome devil.
Look at that.
You guys, that is my guy. Like that is right up my alley. That's what I'm into.
Does-
I think he's a doll.
But doesn't Drew look just like him?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't look just like me.
No, but
Tom, get out of here.
but you are just as cute, and I
Thank you,
love
darling.
it. Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
That flavor.
Yeah, I like
There's a
and
flavor.
that is my flavor.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you the story about that audition?
No.
I walk into the room and I look around the room and it's a bunch of 12-year-old chubby kids with their moms. And no joke. And like in their little hats and their little vests, I'm like, oh, I'm like 22 at the time, 23. And I'm like, I'm leaving. So I get up and as soon as I true story, as soon as I hit the door, the casting director is this Jackie Birch. She's like the agent from Joey's agent from Friends.
Oh yeah.
Wait, stop! Come back here. And then they take me back and they're staring at me like I'm a specimen. They're like, well, maybe if we put Vaseline on his face. Because Haas was supposed to be 17. And so yeah, or 15. No, 17. And so anyway, the long story short is they changed the age and made it. But I almost walked out of that.
Wow.
And then I never would have met my wife. And then it's sliding doors and it's the whole thing.
Yeah. And then what was the name of that movie?
That was a series, Ponderosa. That was the that was the
I
thing.
have not seen that.
Yeah.
Is it floating around in the ether?
You
right
can get half of the episodes on DVD, like on Amazon, I think. And listen, it was, God bless them, it was done by the woman that did Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman, so it's much more like Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman than Bonanza.
That show was a hit.
It was a hit, but it's like, there was an episode like, Adam, you shouldn't have a handgun on your 21st birthday. You don't need you don't need a handgun. You just need a rifle. Because,
Did the other players look as much like the original Bonanza cast?
Lauren Green was played by Daniel Hugh Kelly. You might remember him from Starsky and Hutch back in the day.
Daniel Hugh.
Not Starsky and Hutch. No, the other one. What's the other one? Something and something.
Was he in Ryan's
Hardcastle McCormick.
Okay.
Was he in
and he was in
Ryan's
Ryan's Hope. Yes, he was. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
Everybody under 30 just turned the radio off.
Okay,
right?
sorry. Once again, Curb, episode 5.
Yep. Episode 5, 1 and 5. And
Have you seen it yet?
I haven't, but I heard it was good. The showrunner said it was a really good episode.
And you don't know how much you're on screen? Because in the first one, it was minimal.
Yeah, the first one is a flashback to that. But, it's a funny storyline. Yeah, I don't want to give it away.
And of course, of your career, have you ever gone to a premiere all psyched up and the movie rolls and you're in it for 10 seconds and it's like the back of your head?
Thank God, no. No, that's not true. It wasn't that big. In CSI, I was in early in my career, I did an episode of CSI, and the whole thing is either the back of my head as we're walking, or you see a little piece of my face through the cell window. And I was like, I learned early. It's like, okay, you got to get your face in that camera, whatever you got to do. So I learned valuable.
And you just did what? Chicago
Med, yeah.
Is that aired?
Season premiere, yep.
Yeah.
Season premiere was.
He played a bipolar guy off his meds.
Yes.
Well, that'd be fun.
Yeah, it was.
Did you get to hit anybody?
No, but I did the classic, like rip the IV out of my arm, and the blood spurting. And,
oh, nice.
Yeah.
How'd they do that?
They really
very
did
carefully. No joke. It was like a little balloon of blood, and we're like, be very careful. And then you got to like kind of push and grab, and then the thing, and it didn't go as well as it should have.
Did you do it just once?
Yeah, twice. I think we got 2 in. The first one, it didn't really pop.
Have you watched? I haven't seen the. Have you watched it?
Yeah.
Now, when you do that, do you like gather the family around and Daddy's on TV?
They are so nonplussed by that. Like,
Daddy's on TV. You're going to sit here and watch this.
Exactly. I mean, my 13-year-old is like, okay, Dad, whatever. Yeah. I mean, he's very supportive, bless his heart, but he's like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'll be back playing Madden if you need me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice.
You
Drew
know,
Powell.
I don't know if I should say that because he's probably listening, but he's a little actor. I don't need to tell you that, right? I mean, he's got that look.
He's a sweetheart,
Yeah.
man. I think he's smart enough not to do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And his mother is British enough to, he's got a little bit of that in there. But
Gotcha.
But he is, he's good.
He's something
We'll
else.
groom him up to take your place when you finally.
okay.
When you
All
finally.
right, yeah.
Now, have you?
He's a sports guy.
You're going to be in the Menendez series.
Yep. Monsters.
It's called Monsters, the Menendez brothers.
That's right.
And how much more do you have to film?
I don't know. The series, the filming is going to go until June sometime. So it's like a 9-parter. So I don't know. I'm in a bit more of that, and I'm not sure when. It's kind of haphazard. Mostly, I just want it to be over so I can grow my beard back.
Did you get to confront the Menendez brothers?
Oh yeah. We the first day of shooting was the scene where they shoot them and then they come out of the house and they're freaking out and they're doing the hysterics and so that was a pretty intense evening. Yeah.
Did you get to arrest them?
Yeah. Well, I mean
your character.
The character. Yeah. They get arrested later on separately. I think it's the whole story.
Doesn't one of them have to wear a toupee?
Yes. Yeah. Not anymore. Now he's bald in prison.
Yeah.
I'll bet he's getting mauled in prison. That's why.
I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to softball you that one.
That's why you don't want to go there.
Didn't he marry his defense attorney or something?
Oh, there's something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
There's so many stories with this.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
Okay. We're hanging out with actor Drew Powell. Be watching him on Curb and
Ordinary Angels, February 23rd. It's great.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. Yeah,
it's really great.
A sweet story.